according to the Department of Veterans Affairs, about 6 out of every 100 people, or 6% of the U.S. population, will have PTSD at some point in their lives. And here to tell us more about this is veteran and nurse Christina Paris. Christina, how are you doing on this Veterans Day morning?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. And a little bit of a different show today, we know, because of Veterans Day. So a lot of veterans some veterans can deal with PTSD. What exactly is PTSD?
Right, exactly. So PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder, and it really, wasn't diagnosed or talked about as much until 1980. Prior to that, but it's been around. In the Civil War, they called it a soldier's heart. During World War I, it was shell shock. World War II, they talked about combat fatigue and battle neurosis. But it's really a mental health condition, and anyone, not just veterans, can experience it. And it's just from experiencing or witnessing a terrifying or traumatic event. It could be associated with war, but it could also be accidents, trauma, natural disasters, things like that. And so symptoms that people are going to have are going to be intrusive thoughts, so reoccurring, unwanted, distressing memories, flashbacks, nightmares, things like that. Maybe avoidance, so they're avoiding thinking about or talking about those traumatic events. A lot of times veterans have a hard time discussing what they went through. Avoiding places or activities that can remind them of trauma. So if you were in a car accident, maybe you don't want to go to that area where the accident occurred. And then negative changes in thinking and mood. So depression, basically, hopelessness, memory problems, difficulty maintaining relationships, kind of feeling detached from people. And then changes sometimes even in a physical or emotional reaction, being easily startled or frightened, always being on guard for danger, self-destructive behaviors like alcoholism, drug use, things like that, trouble sleeping, concentrating. So those can be some of the really big symptoms that you'll see.
Okay, and how can people kind of get treated for PTSD?
So there's several different treatments. There's a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy you can go through. Some people may have to even take medications like antidepressants, like SSRIs. And there's other types of therapy. Let me just look here. There's prazosin that can be taken for nightmares, as well as stress management techniques, mindfulness, meditation, yoga, and things like that. So yeah, there's just a lot. If you think that you're having these issues, you want to talk to your doctor for sure, because they're going to help you get into mental health treatment, help you come up with a plan and a program that works for you. And the biggest thing is you have to stick with it, because that's what gets hard, I think, with this. People want immediate results, and it just doesn't happen like that.
Sure, and I think that PTSD can also kind of be hard on direct family members who kind of have to something with the caregiver.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, people who have to live with people who have PTSD, maybe they don't understand, what that person went through. And so, yeah, there are things that you can do to help family members. One is just being aware. So recognizing is key. You want to recognize that that person maybe had gone through, like if they were just in a car accident or had, a traumatic event, or even a tornado or something, a natural disaster. And then learn about PTSD. Get to know what PTSD is all about. And that can be helpful. These are, they're gonna show pictures. I brought pictures to share, and I'll get back to the family tips. So there's some pictures of myself. I did 25 years with the Wisconsin Air National Guard. And my husband, there's gonna be pictures of him. He did 23 years. He was a boom operator with the Air Force, and then was in quality assurance for the second half of his career. So there is my husband. But also safety considerations. I'm gonna get back to family resources and stuff. Be aware, know the warning signs of people in crisis. So know that the crisis line is available, 988. I work with the VA for a triage line. We're available 24/7. We're gonna be open today, tonight, we're weekends and holidays. And so veterans can call us too if they're ever finding themselves in crisis. Sometimes family members even reach out to us, and we can help guide them as to how to help their veteran. There's a lot of caregiver support lines. There's the National Center for PTSD. So you can go online and Google a lot of things too and get a lot of advice and guidance for that as well.
And speaking of Veterans Day, just kind of wondering, as a former veteran yourself, just what was that kind of like, just kind of serving real quick?
Oh, sure. Yeah, thank you. I was honored to serve. My grandfather was in the Navy. One of the pictures that we showed before was my husband, and his father was also a World War II veteran. So I'm honored to serve. I still take care of veterans. So to me, they're just helping a fellow airman or soldier or Marine. So I'm honored to be able to do that as a nurse as well. And PTSD does affect families. My husband deployed. He was in Iraq, and he was also in Saudi Arabia during Desert Storm. And so he has experienced PTSD. And we have also found that it can come and go. So you have to watch it. You might have times years where you don't have any effect, and then something happens in your life and it can trigger it. So you have to be aware of that.
All right, well, thank you, Nurse Christina,
thank
for
you.
sharing that with us and telling us about PTSD.